morning and welcome back, gang. It is Friday. We made it to the end of the week. Gonna get into work, get to moving and grooving. Got a lunch with the work crew at 1300, and I think that's gonna be a wrap, and we're gonna cut out for the day, get the weekend rolling. But my retirement was approved yesterday after being submitted roughly 10 days ago, and I just made a video of that while I was driving on the way home yesterday, so you either just saw that footage or you're about to see that footage. I haven't figured out what order I'm going to put these in yet, but I wanted to give you the why behind, you know, me capturing all these little stepping stones along the way to retirement, and that's because no matter how hard I looked on YouTube, I couldn't find anything Marine Corps specific on how to get retired. I found a number of retirement ceremonies and what I'm doing now kind of things, but I never saw that progression from like applying for retirement to getting approved to all the steps in between, the pre-retirement seminars and the working groups or whatever you call them, and the Veterans Affairs process and prepping your medical records and all of that. So in the absence of any good material like that, I figured I would just kind of put this series together. And if you subscribe to Freelance Travels for the travel videos, which is mainly what we do, sorry, hope it doesn't bore you, and I hope I don't lose too many subscribers, but I hope it's something that interests a lot of folks. Hope it helps people out, and if it doesn't, hey, give me a thumbs down. But yeah, I just wanted to take a second and give you the why behind making these videos, and we'll check back in with you in a bit. Y'all have a good one. Later. Traffic here, but yeah, just checked it. We're approved. We are approved for retirement. 1 September of 2025. So it is locked in, and it ain't gonna change. But I've been meaning to do a video where I walk you guys through the process of how it works in the Marine Corps and how you actually apply for retirement. And something I've been meaning to put together for a while, and I've been slacking lately. It's been crazy at work. But in the Marine Corps, and I'm sure there are similar approaches in the other branches, but the order that dictates how you're going to do it in the Marine Corps is Marine Corps Order 1900.16. That's the Mar Corps Set Man, or the Marine Corps Retirement and Separations Manual. But yeah, if you open that bad boy up and you look at the table of contents, you basically want to look at what applies to you, enlisted versus officer, and yeah, how retirement works for the two, because it's just slightly different maybe. But I think I talked about it in a previous video, but if you go all the way to the back side of that order and you get into the appendices, Appendix J is a 4-page document in there. That's basically a page or so of directions of what to fill out and how to do it. And then you know, you put your name and your EDIPI on that bad boy, and your requested retirement date, and you route that to your CO or your commanding officer, and then they're going to sign and date it on the bottom under where your information and stuff's at. I'm gonna put this on the screen and just kind of show you guys what the Appendix J looks like, where to find it, where to find a fillable version of that document. It's just basically a fillable PDF format, essentially the same document as the other, just you're digitally able to sign it, vice with a pen. But yeah, I will also put a link in the description of where to find the Separations and Retirement Manual. And so a couple of things with the Appendix J is there's a timeline associated with it, and they don't want you to submit that any later than 4 months out from your retirement, and no sooner than 14 months. So 4 to 14 months from that requested retirement date is ideally when they want you to apply. But you know, everything is waiverable in the Marine Corps, right? Well, most things anyway. But if that's the case, you want to fill out an administrative action form or an AA form, and I will put that NAVMAC form up on the screen as well. And this is just a generic version that I found on the internet. Your command may have a more up-to-date version or edition of this that they want you to use. But this ought to get you started and moving in the right direction. And if you have issues with it, just reach out to me. I love talking retirement. I love talking retirement planning and how to get to where you want to be. So just give a shout if you need anything. I'm pretty responsive on the tube or Facebook if you want to look at freelance travels on the book. But yeah, that's the skinny of it. I applied for retirement about 10 days ago on the 16th of May. Today is the 25th, and I just checked it. It's close of business here, so I don't know at what time today that happened or hit the system. But yeah, as of just before 1700, I checked it before scooting out of there, and it says retirement approved. So that's a win. That's a good feeling. So now that date's locked in, they can start looking for a replacement for me more than 2 years out, so well ahead of time, so the billet won't be gapped or anything. You know, there's always concern about how do we replace people in the Marine Corps. But anywho, not my problem. 1 September of 2025 is it. Now we can start kind of back planning. 30 days off of that day gives me my 30 days of permissive TAD, and then back off of that gives me however much terminal leave that I want to take, so long as the whole thing doesn't exceed 90 days. Yeah, and that's a wrap. So we will keep moving forward with getting everything documented physical wise for the VA disability claim. So I think that'll be the biggest obstacle to tackle between now and retirement. And this is over 2.5 years out, right? So 27 months out. Retirement is locked in. A lot of people wonder, what are the limits of the waiver of the request outside of that 4 to 14 month window. And my buddy Alex told me, that's the earliest that I've ever seen anyone apply for retirement, 27 months out. But it's doable. So if you're at the 2-year mark and you think it's too early to apply for retirement, I don't think so. 27 months was not too much to ask for, and it got approved in 10 days. So, and that's not 10 business days either. That's that's like with 2 weekends rolled up in there. Yeah, just something to think about. Man, it's exciting. It's good news. I'm gonna get out and do a little dance on the sidewalk over here. That's good. But and I wasn't going to apply that early, but it's folks were asking me why put in this early. But it's just, it occupies my mind every single day. It's something that I think about. I probably put at least 5-10 minutes into some sort of retirement thought or planning every single day. And I was thinking, why not just try to lock it in? Let's apply and see what happens. And if it gets turned down, it gets turned down. In which case, I'm just going to reapply in 2 or 3 months anyway, when I'm at the cusp of like that 2-year mark. So, yeah. Shot it out there, and it got accepted. Man, it's good news. I'm gonna drink a beer tonight. Yeah. All right. Let's see. For the next video, I think I'm gonna start putting one together for life insurance, and by that I mean life insurance outside of the VGLI, because if you're familiar with it, you'll know that it gets exorbitantly expensive as you age, and once you lock that in at retirement, one of the good things about it is there's no physical required whatsoever, and there are folks out there that need that, right? There are folks out there with a lot of issues, a lot of disabilities, and they are, for lack of a better word, uninsurable. So makes sense to do it maybe in that case, and then maybe you just kind of tailor down the amount you want to be insured for as you age. But yeah, at every 5 years as you get older, you move into a different bracket, and your premium goes up. So if you've got that thing maxed out to cover you at $500,000, payable to your beneficiary upon your death, that doesn't cost that much at retirement, depending on how old you are. But as you get up into your 60s, I'd say 50s, 60s, into your 70s, man, it gets pricey. Where I think and I can put that up on the screen too if you want to see how it breaks down. But if you've got that insured amount maxed out when you're in your 70s, man, you're talking about paying $1,000, $1,500 a month just to hold that policy. So if you're healthy enough to get term life insurance through another company, that may be a good bet. And maybe I just roll that into this video and make it one video as opposed to two separate ones. But I reached out to Navy Mutual, and they did not require me to be stateside for a physical or any of their paperwork. So I got on the line and did a little consult with them, and it took 5-10 minutes, probably 5 minutes, and this light's going to turn red on me. Oh, we made it. Get on the old expressway here, but it took 5-10 minutes on the phone, and the guy sent me the paperwork, and it's like a 2 or 3 page medical requirements form. So I went up to medical on base, so you can do it at really any branch clinic, and do your blood draw. I think they took 3 vials of blood, a urine sample, and once all those results come back for those labs, I have to do a sit down with the doc, because he's going to do a review of my records to check yes or no on whether or not I've been diagnosed or seen for different issues, musculoskeletal, it goes through all the different systems. But yeah, they just want to make sure you're healthy enough to be insured. But I got a quote for a 30-year, $1 million term life policy, and it's going to cost me $120. $121.19, I think, was the exact amount that it came out to. But I think that's pretty good, and I think that's a much better deal than going VGLI. And I lock it in right now before I do, final VA physicals and things of that nature as I get closer to retirement. So that way it's locked in at retirement time, or well beforehand, right? So it's locked in before I retire, and I've got that until age, whenever coverage starts out to age 70, whatever it is, 30 years. Yeah. And beyond that, yeah. But I thought that was good. $120 a month for a 30-year policy, not bad. Not too bad. And the biggest thing, the kicker, I made sure with the guy before I got off the phone with him, was if I'm splitting my time between the U.S. and another country, like my wife and I plan to, he said, what do you mean by splitting time? And I said, well, more like 100% of the time we're going to be in Thailand, and maybe we visit the States a few times out of the year. He said, nope, you're good, you're covered. And that was huge. So that was the main question that I had for him. So you're good. So if you're looking at expat specific policies that are specific to folks that are going to live overseas, like non-US centric kind of policies, they can get kind of pricey. Some of the ones I was looking at were going to run me, upwards of $300 a month to be covered for the same $1 million policy for 30 years. And they required physicals, and I don't know if those were physicals that I'd be able to get on base, because they may want paperwork in different languages or whatever the case. But anyway, I think Navy Mutual is the way to go. I'm not making any money off of this. I'm just saying the vast majority of companies, I feel, would want you to be stateside before you start doing your physicals and things of that nature. But I'm going to try to get this thing locked in this summer, so it's set, and then in 2 years when I'm retired, it's one less thing that I have to worry about. Yeah, take it or leave it. Just throwing my $1.05 out there. If you like it, please consider giving this video a like and the channel a subscribe. And if you didn't like it, if it was bogus news to you or it just wasn't good, give me a thumbs down and I'll try to get better. All right, I'll get out of your ears for the day, guys. Y'all have a good week and a good weekend ahead. It's Memorial Day. Memorial Day weekend, and then I got a day of leave on the back end of this for my wife's birthday. But yeah, so I get a few days off, and then come back at it hard next week for 2 or 3 days of work. But yeah, it's Memorial Day, like I said. Remember those that have gone before us, right, and kind of set us up for where we're at right now. And that's my spiel. I'm done talking to you. We'll see y'all. Take care. Peace.